Good morning. This is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers. Today's topic happens to be Amazon Handmade versus Etsy. So I don't know if you're doing handmade or not. We're going to look at some comparisons between the two. Then we'll get into the daily ecom planning session. So this list, it's a short list today. It comes to us from, I believe, Shopify. Shopify did a comparison between the two. And so we're going to talk about the pros and the cons or the differences between Amazon Handmade and Etsy. So yeah, this comes to us from Shopify. So you can go and look at it yourself. But in any case, the first one is the difference between the two is that Amazon Handmade has a bigger reach, meaning they can get to more customers. A lot of people go directly to Amazon where they're looking at products or looking for products to buy. And so if you have a handmade product, you definitely have a bigger reach, a bigger pool of potential customers on Amazon than you do on Etsy. But that Etsy has lower fees, and that's a good thing. Amazon has a lot of different fees. And if you've sold on Amazon, they have referral fees, and then they also have other fees. And then if you're doing FBA, they get some more fees. So yeah, there's some differences between them. The other thing is that if you sell your handmade products or those things that you make yourself on Amazon Handmade, they give you a free professional plan, which is awesome. That is, the referral fees still exist though, but getting a free professional plan once you get approved for Amazon Handmade is actually a really good deal. Whereas on Etsy, with Etsy, you actually get a little more analytics than you do on Amazon. The one thing that Etsy will give you is if you want to know how many people visited your store per month and where they came from, you can get that analytics directly from Etsy. You can't get that from Amazon. And so that's the difference between the two. Then with Amazon Handmade, they say there's no listing fees, and that's true, but they got all those other fees. Etsy does have listing fees. They're not terribly expensive, but they do exist. Whereas on Etsy has a lot of different ways in which you can, both Amazon and Etsy have campaigns that you can do advertising. So you can do that on both. But they have more flexibility on how you can target some of your customers on Etsy than on Amazon within Etsy's ecosphere. So that's something to think about. With Amazon Handmade, Amazon does compete with its own sellers. In other words, if Amazon likes the product, and we've known this for years, you wouldn't be surprised if there is a Amazon version of the product that comes out if the statistics about that particular product come out. Now, because it's handmade, is Amazon going to take the time to go and make something? I don't know. Like if there's something they can massively mass manufacture, yeah, maybe. But with Etsy does have recurring fees. Your listing fee, your monthly listing fee that goes with your Etsy account. So something to think about. As I said, with Amazon Handmade, Amazon does have higher selling fees, and we know that they do. And with Etsy, not all types of items can be sold, and that is true. You have several different types and categories, more than Amazon. No, Amazon has more than Etsy does. So they also, they have some items that you may not be able to sell on Etsy, or there's no category for it. With Amazon Handmade, there is an additional application fee, application approval, not fee. So once you create your Amazon selling account, you'll have to go through and apply for Amazon Handmade. And then once you apply for it and then you're eventually approved, then some of the other benefits, kick in. But again, you do have to go through after you create your selling account. You have to go through and apply for Amazon Handmade and get approved. And with Etsy, there's no FBA or fulfillment services option. So whatever your method is, if you're creating it yourself, you're fulfilling it. Now, can you put some stuff in place yourself? Yeah. You can use a third party. Yeah. But again, they don't. There's an Amazon FBA centralized warehouse that will get your product over to your customer. So again, this summary comes to us from Shopify. It wasn't bad. There's a couple other things I would add to it, but I think that this is a decent summary of the differences between the two. So if you're thinking about doing Amazon Handmade, or you're thinking about making something to sell on Etsy, this is something to think about for 2023. So I hope this is helpful. I hope you'll tune in for the next series on the next verses, and we'll look at the platforms, and then you can make some decisions on what makes sense for you and your e-commerce business for 2023. And share this out with a friend. Let somebody else know about it so that they can come and tune in as well.